Conduct competency assessment. Establish the context and purpose of the assessment. The assessor should familiarize themselves with the qualification or units of competency to be assessed. Additionally, they must ensure that the assessment site meets relevant occupational health and safety requirements. To facilitate a smooth assessment process, the assessor should confirm the availability of necessary resources, including functional drawing tables or workstation, as well as tools, materials, and equipment, as outlined in the checklist provided in the assessor's guide.
Good day, everyone. May I request everyone to stand up for a bit? Please sit down.
My name is Ayasa R. Samayan. I am an accredited competency assessor in illustration and situ. As a proof of my accreditation, I have here my ID that proves my identity as a competent assessor in this qualification.
So I will receive the assessment package that consists of assessor's guide, competency assessor script, candidate's guide, and rating sheets. So I would like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Dontoco, our tester representative, Miss Salvador, our MC manager, and Miss Gula, our processing officer.
Don't have to worry about their presence. They're only here to check and oversee if the conduct of competency assessment is in accordance with the prescribed competency assessment methodology and procedures. I'll be the one to grade your assessment. They will not assess you, so don't be afraid.
So, before we start, kindly submit your admission slip and ID and sign the attendance sheet once I call it. So first, Mr. Tayan. Miss Danuata. And Miss Manuel.
I have here with me your accomplished application form and self-assessment guide. So this is an indication that you can perform all the units of competency that are included in this qualification.
So I would like to welcome you all to Norberto Technical Vocational School. The purpose of this assessment is to determine the level of your competency. So maybe you are capable of doing a specific task but only the basics. So I cannot count you as competent if you cannot do the specific task in a prescribed level.
Today I am going to administer conduct competency for illustration and C2. This is the qualification with basic, common, and core competencies. So for our core competencies, first we have apply techniques to produce drawings, source concept for own work, develop and articulate concept for own work, use drawing techniques to represent object or idea, and prepare, store, and maintain finished work. For illustration in situ, you are expected to perform the task. First is to apply appropriate drawing techniques in producing illustration. Second is to source and gather references and concept for your own artwork. Third is to develop and clearly express concepts for your own illustration. Fourth is to use suitable drawing techniques to represent the subject. Fifth is to prepare, store, and properly maintain the condition. The evidences will be collected using first is demonstration, second is observation with oral questioning, and third is written test.
For your personal needs, the comfort room is located at both the ground floor and second floor of the main Norberto Technical Vocational School building. And if you want to eat your lunch, the canteen is located at the ground floor of the Norberto Technical Vocational School cafeteria. And if you have your own lunch, you can eat it here at our assessment area. If you have difficulty reading or understanding the instructions, don't be afraid to ask for help so that I can explain it to you. And if you have a hard time reading in English, I can translate it into your own local dialect.
Once the assessment has started, you do not go out unless you have a valid reason and approval form from me because I am the assessor. And once the assessment has started, you cannot ask questions for that because I've already given you enough time for that already. If you have complaints regarding the outcome of your assessment, you have the right to appeal. The appeal form should be in written form and should be submitted to the Cluster Provincial Office, by which the assessor and the assessment center should be accredited. For the issuance of the National Certificate and Certificate of Competency, you will be notified in your active Gmail account once the certificate is ready. You will only be notified if the assessment center has found you to be competent in this qualification. So bring it to the Cluster Provincial Office for sealing and authentication purposes. And bring the certificate and also the copy of the competency assessment result summary. If you are found to be not yet competent, don't worry. You can reassess anytime in your convenience. If this is full qualification, you will undergo the whole assessment process. However, if you are found to be competent, you will only undergo some unit of competencies. If you fail 2 consecutive assessments, you will take refresher courses. Please observe proper handling of tools, identify hazards and risks, evaluate hazards and risks, control hazard and risk, and maintain OHS awareness. We observe strict confidentiality on the report and result of the assessment. The result will only be handed to the concerned personnel and the assessment center where you were assessed. The assessment package will be placed in a sealed and secured area. So don't give any clue or information about this assessment to everyone. So if you have any questions, I will now be giving the specific instructions for the candidates.
So Mr. Thailand, you will be candidate number 1. Ms. Danuwata, you will be candidate number 2. And Ms. Mabala, you will be candidate number 3.
By candidate number 1.
Now I have here the instructions that you need to follow or you do the assessment. So please read that as your guide while you go along with your assessment process. So using the tools, equipment, and materials here, you are required to perform all tasks in demonstration in situ within 9 hours. So I will be observing you while you are performing the task. So after the demonstration, I will be asking you some questions about your assessment. And after the oral questioning, I will give you feedback about your performance. And always remember to have safety precautions all the time.
So do you have any questions or clarifications? So if there are no more questions, we will now start.
During the demonstration, The assessor will evaluate the candidate's performance based on specific tasks. The assessor ensures that all required tasks are completed by the candidate. Following the demonstration, the assessor will conduct an oral questioning session to assess the candidate's knowledge. The candidate's responses will be graded according to the performance criteria. This process will be repeated for all candidates. The assessor will rate each candidate's performance in both the demonstration and oral questioning, recording the grades on the rating sheets. After completing the demonstration and oral questioning, a written test will be administered. The assessor will proctor the test to ensure its integrity.
First of all, congratulations Mr. Dailan for taking this competency assessment. So how do you feel after taking this assessment? Okay? So here is my feedback. You have done exceptionally in the required task, such as producing your own artwork through your own ideas, and also clearly representing them through your own concepts in your own artwork. You also demonstrated proper preparation, handling, and maintenance of your finished work in accordance with standard requirements. So this indicates that you are competent in this qualification.
So you may sign this competency assessment report.
You can get your national certificate from the assessment center by accomplishing a letter of authorization, submitting a photocopy with your valid ID with your specific signature, and also paying a certificate fee of 50 pesos. Ms. Benwata, congratulations for finishing the competency assessment. So how do you feel about the assessment? Okay, so here is my feedback about your performance. So I can see that you were able to perform the task in this qualification, especially in producing drawings in both traditional and digital techniques, as well as presenting your concepts in your artwork. However, I noticed that you were not very confident while performing the task. So because of this, you haven't met the standard requirements in this qualification, especially applying appropriate techniques and clearly presenting your ideas in your illustration. So I'm sorry to hear this, but you are not yet competent in this qualification. You need to review and practice the activities related to the competency requirements, especially in applying drawing techniques to represent the object or idea with consistency and confidence. Come back for reassessment once you feel confident enough that you have acquired the required competencies. So don't worry, you will only be reassessed in the areas that you are not yet competent.
So please sign this competency assessment results summary.
You can get your certificate of competency from the assessment center through accomplishing a letter of authorization, submitting a photocopy of your valid ID with a specific signature, and paying a certificate fee of 50 pesos.
Record and report the result. The assessor shall record the assessment outcome, accomplish the competency assessment results summary, and submit to the assessment center manager the assessment reports. The assessment center manager will give the documents to the processing officer to accomplish the registry of workers assessed and certified. After accomplishing the registry of workers assessed and certified, the processing officer will ask the assessor and assessment center manager to sign before passing it in together with the other documents to test the representative. The test representative will then deliver the documents to the designated TESDA office.